Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Friday Friends at RI Elder Info. I am Deb Burton. I am the founder and creator of RI Elder Info and RIElderInfo.com. And Friday Friends is our opportunity to bring information and resources out to you, our viewers, of some really interesting things that are taking place that you really need to know about. So today I am very happy to welcome a friend of mine, Laurie Mantz, from Dementia Training for Life and Rhode Island Memory Cafes. Welcome, Laurie.
Good morning, Deb. Hi, everybody.
Hi. So, Laurie, I met you quite a while ago. Tell me about the Rhode Island Memory Cafes and what you're doing with that and what that is. Tell us more, please.
Oh, Rhode Island Memory Cafes. Well, memory cafes are social gatherings for individuals that are living with dementia and their care partners. An opportunity to come together with people that are on similar pathways, dealing with similar conditions. We don't talk about the diseases that much. We certainly don't get into individuals' diagnoses, but it truly is a social opportunity. It's a time to come together, meet new friends, but people that you have a mindedness with, and to have fun. We do everything from have lunch together to painting to planting seeds to acting out the art experiences or art pieces of famous artists. To yesterday we had a lecture from Butler Hospital.
Oh, wow.
So we played games. The hard part is that when COVID hit, we couldn't meet anymore. So we were being held in 10 different locations around Rhode Island. And when COVID hit and our seniors being most at risk, that didn't happen anymore. So we transitioned to a virtual platform, and it's actually worked out really well. So we now meet twice a week, Mondays and Thursdays at 1 o'clock. And we've got a small group, but we would love to get more people involved. And the technology is not hard.
Okay.
So I will be more than happy to take anybody individually through it. But really, the only thing is that you want to come and have fun. And
So, Laurie, if people want to join you for the memory cafes, um, how would they do that? What's involved? What kind of technology do they need?
They need either. I mean, they can work with just a phone because we can do phone-ins.
Okay.
The problem with the phone-ins is that if we're doing interactive activities and then you won't see them. If you have access to a computer with a screen and the camera, then we get to see everybody. And I like it because it gives me a chance to check in and see how people look and how they're doing, particularly now since so many people are isolated. So, and we use Zoom, but in order to keep it private and confidential and not have somebody come in and Zoom bomb us, I ask that they send me an email at rimemorycafes.com. Nope. rimemorycafes@gmail.com. Excuse me. And I will send them the link to the meetings. And I send the link off in the morning of the meeting so that people don't forget. Deb, you just went mute.
Pretty bad when I forget to unmute myself. Have there been other memory cafes? Like, where did this Memory Cafe idea come from?
It actually started in the Netherlands.
Wow.
It started over in Europe. And one of the things that we see for people that are diagnosed is immediate isolation because they don't feel that they fit in. Friends stop calling. So as I said, it started over in the Netherlands and finally made its way here to the US in 2008. In Phoenix, actually, was the first one in the US.
Oh, wow.
And then I moved here to Rhode Island after experiencing the memory cafes in New Hampshire, which is where I'm originally from. And we started up the Rhode Island Memory Cafes 2 years ago with one cafe in Providence at Temple Bethel. And we expanded within that 2 years to 10 sites around the state, and really had a lot of fun, really enjoy them. So
Awesome. So what was it that made you get into it? I mean, I think a lot of times people think if you have dementia that, you're not able to participate in things, and, everybody has Alzheimer's at some point. Can you talk a little bit about that?
that's exactly why I got into it, because the misunderstandings and the what's the word I want? The word's not coming to me, so of course, yeah, I know. I do that. But the misunderstandings of the disease, people with dementia can learn. People with dementia still have a need to be productive and engaged and enjoy life. Our needs don't change as we end up with cognitive impairments. It's just the way we meet those needs change. And that's the important piece that we have to get the message out to people, is that we're still the same people. It's just that we have to do things a little bit differently, and we have to adapt. So it's really a lot of fun. We have ranges in people's abilities. We've had everything from people that still can drive, even though they're diagnosed and come by themselves, to other people that have care partners that bring them in their wheelchair. So we've had the wide variety, and the best part is that you then feel like you've got a community and people that you can reach out to.
I think that sense of community is so important for caregivers of all ages, and I think it's become acutely more important since COVID.
Oh, yes.
So for these programs that you run, and all the activities that you're doing with the individuals, even I know just to run this that there are expenses. So how do you sustain the memory cafes? Are you a nonprofit? Are you accepting donations? Tell everybody what it is that it takes to keep the Rhode Island Memory Cafes going on a regular basis.
So we have volunteers, but we are a nonprofit. We do accept donations. We keep it pretty slim on the budget, and but lots of volunteer hours. I've got 2 interns from local colleges that help me out, Joanna and Abby, who are I refer to them as my anchors that help out, and then the care partners. And the locations are typically at senior centers, so the people that host them, we do have them in other locations. We had them in the Woonsocket Museum, and I mentioned Temple Bethel, but the senior centers tend to be the best because we have a captive audience, and we can draw more people in. So
that's awesome.
I would love to get to the point, particularly now, for those individuals that don't have the technology, that we can actually take in some technology, some hardware that we can then share. And it doesn't have to be anything really complicated. Tablets work. As I said, we use the Zoom format, so it doesn't have to be a computer, but teaching people how to use it is the most important part.
So it sounds like you need some volunteers, some hardware. So if people could donate to you, say, tablets, laptops, etc., that you can then share with your participants, and then maybe a team of volunteers to help educate on how to use it.
Yep.
Do you also just take donations?
Absolutely.
And do you have sponsors, or are you looking for sponsors for these programming?
Right now we have the sponsors. For every location, I have a co-sponsor, which ranges from home care companies to assisted livings to different organizations, and they help with some of the financial piece. Typically, we have, when we meet in person, we have snacks, or even some facilities provide meals and lunch. So they cover that overhead, as well as some of the expense of the items that we need, like when we're painting or planting seeds or things like that.
That's awesome. So tell me again, if people want to get involved, it's
Mhm,
for individuals with dementia
mhm,
and their care partners.
correct.
And if I understood correctly, it's a social gathering. And
Mhm,
because of COVID right now, it's being done virtually on Zoom.
mhm.
People can call you to get that information.
Absolutely, absolutely. They can call me at 401-563-8219. That's my Rhode Island line, and
Okay.
um, or can reach out through the website right now. Rhode Island Memory Cafes is located on my professional website, which is Dementia Training for Life. So, in addition to the memory cafes, I do professional education for healthcare professionals, first responders, and family members on how to provide person centered care for people with dementia. So, I work with many of the local universities, and we're creating curricula to help advance our workforce in
Hmm.
their dementia competence. And we have a program right now that we're doing with Rhode Island College where there's a free training. Actually, what's even better is that if you work in Rhode Island, you get paid to attend because it's a pilot. So we're
Hmm.
looking at the effectiveness of it. So you can actually get paid to attend the training. Um, and it's dementia competent care or practices. And they can find the different events on Eventbrite through Rick, Rhode Island
And,
College.
and you said that training is free?
Well, it's free to attend, but if you work
Awesome.
in Rhode Island, you actually get paid to attend.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Get paid to attend something that I want to learn more about anyway.
yes.
Sounds like a total win-win to me.
There's a
Uh,
stipend if you follow through with all your paperwork.
oh, wow. All right. So make sure everybody register. Go on Eventbrite, look for the dementia competent practices, and get registered. You know, in this day, everybody's looking for that little extra bit of money. So register. It's
Ah,
going to be great because you know what? The reality is that dementia is so prevalent in our communities that you will undoubtedly, it doesn't really matter what it is you do, you will encounter an individual with dementia at some point, whether that might be in your own family or just a member in the community. So
absolutely.
everybody should have this kind of training and education and just understanding, empathy, and compassion.
Absolutely. And that's one of the things that we are really, really pushing for is early diagnosis, because getting that early diagnosis allows an individual to really control their choices and the care that they're going to have. They get to determine what their care plan will be. Um, I share a video in the training, and a gentleman says, you don't wake up the day after receiving a diagnosis to find out that you're in end stage. So, what happens in between is learning to adapt. Just like somebody who's maybe had a car accident and become a spinal cord injured individual. So, it's really important that we get that early diagnosis so that they can get the education and the training that not only they need, but also the families and the people that they work with. People with dementia can still work. They can still engage in the community. There's a misunderstanding and stigma. That was the word I was trying to find earlier. A stigma that goes along with it, and it's not a specific disease. We have over 120 different diseases that can cause cognitive impairment, but it's the loss of cognitive function due to a disease or injury. And we need to change that stigma, and we need to get people to get properly diagnosed. So that's the first part of the dementia training for life. And then the memory cafes are the support piece. And really for me, it feeds my soul. I think I lost you, Deb.
Hey, there we go. I
Okay.
said Cheryl is watching today, and
Hi,
she said,
Cheryl.
Laurie, you do amazing work. Thank you for all of the classes, resources, and expertise you share with caregivers and healthcare providers throughout Rhode Island.
Thank you, Cheryl. It's my pleasure.
So again, we were talking about the memory cafes, and you said, when do they take place again?
Every Monday and Thursday at 1 o'clock Eastern
Okay.
Standard Time. Now, this is the fun part. We've actually had people from around the country jump in by sharing it on Facebook and getting it out there on social media. We've had people from Chicago, from Arizona, from Florida. We've had other people. So it's not just for people in Rhode Island,
That's
especially
awesome.
in the virtual component. I mean, in the virtual format, anybody can join us. So I don't care where you live. If you want to come join us at 1 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, come join us. We've got plenty of room and we would love to meet new people. It's just about making new friends and having a ball.
Oh, that's really good to know in the World Wide Web, because we never know where these videos might go. So I'm glad that it's welcome for everyone. So
Yes.
Laurie, this has been great talking with you today. And I think what I'm going to do is I'll have you back on another segment to really explore more about how do you work with someone with dementia or some kind of neurocognitive disorders. So I would like to invite you back on another day. We'll set up a time to have that conversation, because I think it's really important, because we really are seeing so much more, and people are really motivated to help keep people home for as long as possible.
Thank you, Deb. It would be my pleasure. And yes, everyone needs to understand this. Unfortunately, we are seeing a major increase in cognitive impairments thank you to COVID. So, it's not just Alzheimer's. There are a lot of different things that cause cognitive impairments, and we have to understand that we can help people live a productive, engaging, and enjoyable life well into the disease.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining today.
Oh, my
And
pleasure.
Rhode Island Memory Cafes, Monday and Thursday at 1. Reach out to Laurie at the 401-568-8219 number. All right, Laura, thank you. And everyone, you can join us next Friday for Friday Friends. We're here every week. I look forward to seeing you again next week. Have a great day.